Hi everyone, today we're just going to do a soft glam bridal look, starting with a primer spray all over the face, using MAC Pro Longwear Concealer as a base for the eyeshadow. Here I'm using a PC40 brush by Peaches, just to cut in the brow and all over the lid. Using a fluffy brush just to blend that out. This is a Sigma E40 brush. So we're using the new Charlotte Tilbury Icon palette. This is a gorgeous palette, really highly pigmented. It comes in like four sections. So there's different types of eyes that you can create. So today we're using the Diva Eyes section. So here I'm using the second shade, so number 2, which is just down, and it's called Enhance. And I'm just using that into the socket and just going to blend it out and up onto the brow bone slightly. This is the My Kitco 1.12S brush. So just carrying on to blend that up, I'm using the Sigma Beauty E25 brushes. These are really lovely fluffy brushes and ideal for blending. So now we're going in with the third shade. It's the bottom shade in that section. It's classed as the Smoke. This is a Peaches PC35 brush. Again, these are great for sort of blending and just getting that colour in there. This is a slightly matte shade. It's the darkest one of them all. So using that in the corners, just slightly under the eye as well, just to kind of deepen the look a little bit. Now just packing onto the lid the prime shade. This is number 1 in that section. This is a really glittery, bronzy, goldy kind of colour. Looks really pretty. Could wear it on its own as well. So just packing that on using the Sigma E25 brush. Unfortunately, the video doesn't really show how pretty it is and how sparkly it is. So hopefully you'll be able to see from the photos, but it's a really lovely shade. Using the new Pillowtalk eyeliner. This is a lovely brown with hints of like a maroon underneath. It's not my usual colour, to be honest, but I've heard really good things, so I wanted to try it out. I'm just smudging it into the lash line and creating a slight wing pulling outwards for a line that we're going to smudge into later. I also used it in the waterline on the top and the bottom and slightly underneath as well. Now using a Peaches PC12 eyeliner blush. This is a flat eyeliner brush. It's great for gel liners. Just using it to kind of blend in that line and smudge it slightly, just to kind of blend it into the eyeshadow. These flat eyeliner brushes are actually great for creating a flick or a wing, just because they've got that sharp edge, so you can kind of pull it outwards. So now we're using the Sigma pencil brush. This is the E30. I love this brush. It's been in my collection forever, and I have quite a few of them. They're great for just kind of blending in that line, anything smudging, slight eyeshadows underneath the eye. A really good all-rounder. So just pulled the wing out, as you can see. I'm now using the darker shade, just from the same palette. This is from the Disco Eyes selection, the bottom one, the Smoke section, just to kind of get a bit of a dark kind of black across that eyeliner line, just to kind of create a bit more of a dense look. Went back in with a little bit of the Smoke shade of the Diva Eyes, using a Peaches PC35 brush, just to kind of blend it in a little bit more. Now I'm going to use my favourite eyeliner, gel liner. This is the Bobbi Brown Longwear gel liner in black ink. Using the Peaches PC12 brush, the flat liner brush that I mentioned before, just to kind of create a rough line across the top and into that wing, just to pull it out slightly. We're going to smudge it anyway, so don't worry about being too precise. Using that same pencil brush, the E30, just to kind of literally blend it inwards and going upwards slightly, just to kind of create that definition between the line from the dark above and the light below. Here I'm using the Benefit Their Real Mascara. I do love this mascara, but I don't use it on many clients, only on the basis that it's not waterproof. So it's great though for a day-to-day. It really separates the lashes and makes them look long. Here I'm using the Mask skin-based foundation. This is a really good full coverage foundation that blends really well into the skin. Comes in lots of different shades too. Now I'm using my Kiko 0.20 brush for the first time. This is the My Flexi Face brush. Oh my god, I love it. It really melts the product into the skin, gives a really nice flawless finish. So I think it's going to be a great addition to the kit. As with all foundations, I tend to use more circular or patting motions. Then you don't tend to drag the product off the skin. You kind of just blend it in instead. So just keep going until you've blended all the foundation into the skin to give that really nice flawless finish. Don't forget your neck, obviously, around your ears, and anywhere there's a join, like around the hairline as well. Now I'm using the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer. This is a really full coverage concealer. It's brilliant though, front of the eyes. Just got to use not too much of it because it does really go quite far. So you just use small amounts and then you can blend it really nicely. It does sit really well, and it is definitely full coverage. I'm using the Real Techniques 200 Expert Face Brush just to blend that in. I often use this for foundation as well. It's a really useful brush. Just using the Sigma E40 brush just to kind of blend in the concealer a little bit more. A fluffy brush works really well rather than to get rid of any fine lines. I also use this for powdering as well, slight powdering, just to kind of get into the creases. Now using the MAC bronzing powder just to kind of add some colour back into the face, just going across the top of the cheekbones, around the top of the head, down the side of the nose and under the chin, just to kind of build up a bit of a bronze look. Just using a slightly smaller brush, this is the Sigma F04 brush, just to kind of get down the side of the nose, up to the eye, the brow bone, just to kind of create a bit more of a shadow, slight contouring. We're going to add to this a bit later on, but this is a great brush to kind of get into those sockets. Now I'm using the Catrice Cosmetics Mineral Bronzer. This is 84% natural, it's vegan, it's got SPF, it's no talc. They're really good products, just for the price as well. Really good high street brand, so be worth checking them out. I'm just using a slightly darker shade just to get into under the cheekbones and down the side of the nose, just to create that contour, just so we can kind of make the features stand out a little bit more. Here I'm using the Nip and Fab blush palette. This is a great all-rounder. It comes with 4 shades. I've chosen the more peachy, corally shade. This just suits my skin tone a little bit more. Just adding it to the apples of the cheeks using the Sigma round kabuki brush. This is the F82. Here I'm using the Too Faced Diamond Light highlighter. This, you would think it was actually more pigmented than it is, but it does create a really lovely natural kind of sheen. So this is great actually for people who don't want that really over the top highlighted glowy look. If you just want to kind of create some kind of light across the top of your cheekbones, down the nose, and obviously on the brow bone. I've got to say, this is the Sigma F03 brush. Now for the all-important brows, I use a mixture between the brow pomades and pencils, lots of different types out there. This is actually the Revolution Pro brow pomade, which I do find really good. Doesn't dry out that quick either, which is great. And I'm just kind of using an angled brush just to kind of create the shape, and going thicker on the tail and over the arch, and then just really slight brush strokes flicking up on the inner eyebrow. Here I'm using the MAC lip liner pencil. This is in the shade Chicory. This is a really lovely brown shade, but with like a reddy undertone. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Bitch Perfect lipstick. Really lovely shade. Applying it with the My Kit Co Full Palette lip brush. So here it is. This is the final look. Yeah, give it a go for yourself. Let me know what you think. Drop me a comment. And good luck.